the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Thank you for staying with us. It is the Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. And time check right now is 8:42 a.m. It's time for Mainland Focus, and this is the part where we pick one or two major stories off the front pages of our papers, and we stretch things out a bit for you to share your own thoughts, and your submission as regards the angles that we're going to be coming from on these reports. My name still remains Omobola Sandra, and I have Fuad Sahid with me via the phone line. I'll just kick things off so we don't have so much time, so we can have as many contributions as possible. Excuse me. I'll start with the first one, which is the major headline on the front page of Vanguard newspaper, and that is why exporters are struggling. The story is on page 19 of Vanguard newspaper, and it just highlights, the performance of manufacturers at this time, and highlights what they are going through in order to keep up with business. So let's see what we have here. Against the backdrop of the need for more foreign currency inflow to moderate pressures on the exchange rate, rising cost of goods and services as well as high interest rates have combined to dampen the productive capacity of exporters, which has of course resulted in a weak growth of non-oil exports. All right, an investigation have revealed that the factors mitigating against exporters include high cost of goods and services, increased working capital of exporters by over 300%, high interest rate charges by banks, mostly about 30%, which has made it difficult for exporters to raise funds in order to be able to sustain or increase production. There's also restrictions on how exporters can repatriate foreign exchange earnings, non-payment of outstanding export grants from 2021 to 2024, flooding, port congestion, and so many others. Exporters have said that these factors are behind the weak growth recorded in the first half of the year, and there's also a breakdown of non-oil exports as well as inability to return to pre-pandemic level as regards non-oil exports. Okay, and exporters have also given more insight. You have here the chairman of Cocoa Processors Association of Nigeria, COPAN, Otumba Felix Oladunjoye, said that the dismal performance of non-oil exports is due to negative impacts of the fiscal and monetary policies on exporters, citing the naira depreciation, rising inflation rate, high interest rate charged by banks, and so many things like that has technically cut off a lot of small and medium players in the market. It is only a few companies with foreign support that are operating in the market now, and the impact is what we are seeing in the CBN data. Naira depreciation will not have any tangible impact on our export growth, due to so many things. Low capacity utilization is resulting from huge working capital requirements to operate at break-even margin, and also challenges of outstanding unpaid export grants, which I mentioned earlier. Climate change, export proceeds restrictions, and so many other things are the factors that have been cited as what is causing, or what is making exporters to struggle. Seasonal changes, flooding. Okay, I think we cannot overemphasize that. Yeah, there has been a noticeable drop, as regards many agricultural products. All right, many crops, particularly those harvested in dry season, have seen decreased output. While the rainy season has delayed harvesting, the situation can improve, maybe, hopefully, in the coming months. But then, according to Dr. Victor Iyama of FACAN, the government must allow exporters to have access to their export proceeds. If the government, he said, and I quote now, I'm quoting, if the government gives unfettered access, it will stabilize non-oil exports. A lot of exports go through land borders, and most of them are not documented. This needs to be looked into. All right. there are other challenges, that constrains growth in the non-oil exports and port congestion, high cost of, doing business in Nigeria. But then the DG of Center for Promotion of Private Enterprise highlighted measures that need to be done or needs to be taken to enhance performance. All right. He has then, of course, issues around quality. Quality needs to be looked into. Relationship between quality and pricing. So many other, suggestions that were made as well. Important that we need to fast track channel of imports so that they do not suffer much. There's just a lot to take away from this one. But then the angle we're looking at it from is what would be the advice from the to the government now, because there needs to be a balance of trade, and that's just the truth of it. We can't be importing more than we are exporting. That is what is putting so much pressure on the naira, because we are doing more business in dollars. We are buying more. We are taking more from outside. So how do we move from being a consuming economy to being a producing economy? How can we? What are the reforms that are needed? What are the suggestions that you would give at this time now? And let's not say, because we also need to look at the fact that the president has given directives, so many directives in recent times in trying to mitigate some of these things, but there has been, from one bureaucracy or the other, from one very tedious guideline or one very tedious process or the other, seems to be stifling some of these reforms or some of these policies that may aid in making things easier for business owners in the country. So we're asking this morning, what would be the advice for the government so that we can have a balance of trade, so that we can move from being a consuming economy or a consuming country or a consuming market to be a producing market. We have so many things. Yes, we depend majorly on oil, but there's so many non-oil exports, as we have seen from this particular report, because there's just a lot from monetary policies that CBN and their solution to inflation, which of course is increasing the MPR month in, month out. All right, and then you have the fiscal side, that's the government policies. What exactly are the things that can be put in place? Because the monetary policy, the fiscal policies are things that are affecting one way or the other businesses in the country. So how can the government rather step in and make things easier for manufacturers at this time? Okay, that's the first focal points. The second is the #end bad governance conversation. The miners that have been charged to court, we're asking questions about our justice system. What are the major issues that this particular case has highlighted for you as a person, following this story, from when they were arrested to when they were shipped off to Abuja to when they were arraigned in court on Friday? From between August 1 and 10, these people were picked up and they were finally arraigned on Friday. We saw the look. There's been videos all everywhere, pictures everywhere that you can use to detect so many things, so many anomalies, from point of arrest to point of detainment to arraignment. What are your thoughts? What are the major issues that you have been able to pick from this case? All right, and also, what are your thoughts as regards the reaction of the government so far on this particular case, and what are the questions? What questions has this case raised for you about our justice system? So we'll start things off with Said Fuad's his own submission, and then we open the phone line. So over to you, Fuad.
Thank you so much. And well, the issues facing our exporters, I think are well highlighted, detailed in that report. And you see that a lot of those issues are more fiscal policy than monetary policy. If you look at how well Dr. M쏘ɪᴜᴜ has highlighted those issues, you see that there's little way that the CBN can do. Most of these issues can be resolved only by proactive government actions, deliberate government actions, intentional action, well thought out policies and ideas, not caricature, all this cosmetic approach to trying to solve the problem. It will require a lot of hard work, actually. It will require a lot of thinking, deep thinking, methodical approaches. So it's a lot of work, really. Until we do all of of that, those issues will remain there. For example, the issue of flooding, Sandra. Okay, how do we solve the problem of flooding in the country?
I just believe that there's some proactive measures that can be taken as regards that, don't you think?
So you now understand what I mean by being proactive. So what about the issue of insecurity? You understand? That's also another issue. The little part of the problem, which I think the CBN has a little handle over and can tinker with a bit, is the issue of interest rate, which has made it difficult for manufacturers and producers to have access to funds. You know, because again, at over 30%, you know what they said it in the past. I know if you are borrowing to people at over 30%, you are killing businesses. Nobody can borrow and run a business successfully at that level of interest rate. So it's well detailed. I think it's just important for us as a country to look at ourselves and begin to find a way to addressing this issue. That's why I'm particularly interested in the issue of importation of petroleum products into the country. Because whether we like it or not, exports is also about the oil sector, what you are able to do in the oil sector. The only thing we are able to export now is crude oil. And even the crude, we are not producing enough. But as an oil producing nation, there's nothing that stops us from exporting crude and making up with our quota to making forex and also refining our products, take care of domestic needs, and then export the rest to also earn forex. Those are the real issues. But we are surprised that while we are saying we are building capacity locally to be able to refine petroleum products for local consumption, but also for export, we are seeing one licensing issue to people to bring in imported products. How do you encourage local production when you are encouraging importation of things that you can produce locally? So those are the issues. And then on the issue of the detained minors, we can only appeal that they should be immediately. In fact, they should be released today. Whatever needs to be done should be done for those minors to be released. The embarrassment is enough. And I think it's important for our government to pay attention to little things like this. Because sometimes governance, Sandra, it's about perception management. The way the government is perceived. Now, it's not just about the wrong perception locally. Look at the international embarrassment this issue has caused us as a people. And it means that there's a lot of work that needs to be done with our justice system. For our police handles a case to the detention process, to the investigation process, to the point where they are presented in court. And the fact that our court is now looking as if there's a different justice system for the rich and a different one for the poor. Those are the issues you need to address. And I think our family is a man that has the capacity. We know him, we know his records, and I think it's important for him to also concentrate on things like this. God bless Nigeria, Sandra.
Thank you very much, Said. I appreciate your submission this morning. Well, and that's all from Fuad. So let's get into it now. 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call to join the conversation. For WhatsApp, the number to send your messages to is 0913-6000-430. That's for WhatsApp messages, 0913-6000-430. We are still live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. Mainland 98.3 FM, that is the handle to look out for on both Facebook and YouTube. So you can share your thoughts on those platforms as well. And we take them as the show progresses. In the live chat section, just drop your message. So we, try to make as many channels open as possible so that we can, take as many submissions as possible. For those who will be calling in, please let's stick within the 2-minute time frame that's allotted to each caller. Would appreciate if you respect that. Time check is 8:55 a.m. and this is Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is JᴏɪR. I'm calling from Ikeja.
All right, Mr. Shegun, you're welcome. Please go on.
Thank you. I don't want Nigerians to get carried away by what they are saying. The problem is that religious riots, killings in the north, they're not done by adults in the north. It is these Almajiri children that do it. If you have ever lived in the north, if you have ever lived...
wait, hold on.
People who have lived in the...
I think as an allegation. You don't know that. That's not facts. All right. So let's be very, very, very careful, with what you're putting out. I would really appreciate if you can stick with facts, with your submission. Of course, you are free to share your thoughts. You are free to, share what you think as regards what we are discussing this morning. But please, everything you put out should be factual. All right, not based off of what you feel or what you think is the reality of things. So I would really, really appreciate if you can respect that. All right, Mr. Shegun, you can call back but when you have re-coordinated your thoughts. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, Peter Monse from Shomolo. Good morning.
Okay, carry on.
Now, Sandra,
yes.
Please, can you help me ask some journalists in Nigeria and outside Nigeria? As brutal as the Abacha government was, which I also suffered in their hands, have there been any time the Nigerian army arrested children that were protesting in those days? Help me check the record. And maybe by extension, you help me check the government of Saddam Hussein and check the government in Afghanistan. Have there been any time they arrest children like this and charge them to God for protesting? I want to get that war record. Otherwise, I will find out the reason why Nigeria always wants to break bad records, destructive records. That even as today that we are the poverty capital of the world, that's a record. A country with about 20 million Nigerian children out of school. Sandra, these children are supposed to be with their mothers in the farms. Because even when I was a child, when we come back from primary school, we go to meet our parents in the farm. We don't have time for frivolity and we don't have time for criminality. I'm thinking that if these students, if the schools were on suggestion then, and these children were with their parents in the farm, after they have eaten their farm produce, they would not have come out. And again, can somebody help me find out, did these people carry AK-47 when they were protesting? Were they kidnapping when they were protesting? I don't understand. I remember the day the army arrested me along with Koroduro. I was not even part of the protest that day. I was taken because there were no vehicles on the road. And I remember my experience when I hear that Nigeria under democratic government can still be arrested by the government and then sent to court and then minors for that matter. I don't understand. I don't get it at all. Why should Tinubu government be doing this to Nigeria? Is it not our constitutional right to embark on protest? You should have called these students and asked them, what do you want? And they say we are hungry. Okay, go and wait. We will arrange food for you and we will do this for you. Keeping these children in jail, I think it has destroyed the image of this country under President Tinubu. Sandra, this is not fair. I'm telling you, I am short of words. I don't know how to describe this. Because the dark days of Abacha were not as dark as what we are experiencing today. Let me forget about the manufacturing. Nigeria is not ready to import anything under President Buhari. We want to import rice or wheat. We are all eating wheat now.
All right,
no more fufu. God bless you.
And you as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter. I appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Sandra. My name is Robert.
Oh, well, welcome, Mr. Robert.
This issue of minors that are being tried in court, my own area is that the Attorney General of the Federation, like what I read last week, should make move to drop the reasonable charges against them. You understand? I don't want to believe what the counsel to the government says, that the children were not minors. We saw all of them in television now. They are already, even when they fainted, we saw them. They are children. I think a policeman of the child in 7 years can be charged to cause something like that. And it is the normal adult court or the juvenile court. It is supposed to clarify. It did not clarify. What we know is that if a child commits an offense, there are juvenile courts that they are supposed to be tried, not adult courts that they are somebody has to be done. And again, this our legislature, our power is from the north and our Fabio is from the south. They should do something urgent to ensure that which children are released. They are minor. While their arrests are being denied, they are not going to school. You understand? And their parents are already bad. They don't see to be have children too. If their children are being dropped like this, I don't know, do they feel okay? That's my contribution. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate your contribution. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
I'm Sunday. I'm calling from Ikeja.
You're welcome, Mr. Sunday.
Yes, actually I've been listening to your program this morning, and it has nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And it's all about our issue we have, and we have refused to fix what we are supposed to do as a country. And the promises that the president has made, I don't think there is none of it he has accomplished so far. And the thing that we are protesting now, asking for him to do the right thing for us. So we are expecting that by now Nigeria should witness at least a little change, even not from the infrastructure, at least from the oil sector. I mean, there should be changes, because that's one of our most important central parables, as the economy calls it. So, and without facing that, that's the reason why we are facing this chaos that we are facing now, that all sectors is suffering from the economy. If I saw our oil is sick, we shouldn't be saying what we are saying, or what I and you will be passing through now. We should be passing through it by now. So the only advice I'm trying to put in for the government is that no matter how corrupt and how unindependable system they practice, we should try and fix the oil. By the time we fix this oil, we see Sandra, our transportation will be down, will be a little bit less. At least you will have 100 naira to transport to a place, not until when you have 1,000 naira. And in the agricultural sector, even when we are not able to fix them, at least we should be able to say, okay, let us open borders for now, order, and they will do. But I don't know why we kept lingering on this thing.
Thank you. Hello?
Let's say that it will, hello, so I don't think that they should help us out. And we are...
All right. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Sandra.
Yes.
Good morning. Yes, ma'am.
I can barely hear you, Alhaji Subar. Could you please speak louder?
Yes. Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
Fine. On the issue of minor, we need to be sincere with ourselves.
All right.
Minor or no minor, government cannot be looking. Whoever, either minor or elder, destroying people's property, inconveniencing people. You understand? What saw you do the protest in the service? You understand? So, you see, if a minor kills somebody, are we saying we should be looking at it? In America, 17 years goes in a hole, they went and killed somebody in the school. They charge you for murder.
Alhaji Subar, the question...
So should be orderly.
The question is around the justice system. So we mentioned earlier, if you were listening, that yes, there is the Juvenile Child's Rights Act. There's a process with which you can, detain or arraign a juvenile or a child that, has committed a crime or committed an offense or the other. There's a process. Okay?
Yes.
So, and that's what we're asking now. That what's your thoughts as regards how the justice system has treated this particular case? From August till October, we have children bundled up with adults in an adult prison. They were not fed, they were not given water, they were looking malnourished, they were terribly treated. That is the conversation this morning.
Good, Sandra. That is left with the justice system. You understand? That is their, the area of professionalism, which they need to do. It is not we. But what we are saying is that the police make an arrest. You can't let for the justice system to do the right thing. If they don't do the right thing, well, it is their own problem. But the government cannot be looking for any destruction. Look at what happened in Kano. This minor people, look at what they destroyed in the government computer house, which is really big. You understand? Vandalized and looted. So that is that. So it's not love for the justice system. Let me now talk about the other topic.
2 minutes.
The other topic about our president. To me, our president should wake up to it. So if you know he's in charge, yes, I don't see why he should take a kind of instruction right from July and it cannot be acted. You should wake up and be on in control. Have a nice day. Thank you.
And you as well. Thank you very much. Alhaji Subair turned himself to judge, jury, and executioner. I don't know. Alhaji Subair, did you see these particular minors doing those things? I'm just curious. I'm not, being mischievous or anything. I mean, there might be, but then I'm just asking. Were you there? Did you actually see them do it? Just a question I'm asking, just from the top of my head. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Yes.
My name is Shola, and I'm calling from the Global Lagos.
You're welcome, Mr. Shola. Please go on.
Thank you. Yes. The first point I will go to first is the minors that were being arraigned in court. I want to start by giving this illustration. When a soldier, just like the case of making reference to Sağ, there were some acts carried out. And there's a way that the military, or let me say the courts, when a superior gives an order, either evil or good, you understand, there's going to be a sub-landing in a way for that soldier that carried out the order of the superior. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I think I'm right on that. Now, where the government shot itself in the state is that they not really interrogate or go for the sponsors of this innocent or anything to be that way. You understand? The government showed lack of empathy and respect for children, let me put it that way. Who are the sponsors? That would have even been better. I don't know they are removed. So for people to now say that the children carry perpetrated the evil act and these are minors, they should have been taken to juvenile court. That's the government has shot itself in the face with this and has portrayed Nigeria in a bad light to the global community. Now, secondly, on the issue of customs and the 0% duty, I am also stakeholder in the way and a clearing agent. Customs does one thing. What they do is that they create bottlenecks. You get what I'm saying? Most times, let's say there's a product that falls under a classification. For example, there are some products that are in isolation. That are not in the pack. They will remove it from that pack and classify it and put it in commercial quantity. These are terms that people that are in the field understand what I'm saying. So we create bottlenecks. There is so much corruption even in that field, and without tackling corruption, there can be no moving forward. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate Mr. Shola. Thank you very much. Well, time check right now is 9 minutes past 9 and you're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. It's Mainland Focus and we're looking at the minor detention that has been a conversation has been since Friday, since the agreement in court, and also the major headline on the front page of Vanguard: why exporters are struggling at this time. Now we ruled out all the factors that could be contributing to the difficulty in doing business in Nigeria at this time now. So let's just quickly take a few. Is that people are the children charged, please, and that's Awolo Christopher. Their crime is treason, in quote, allegations. Most parents were crying yesterday and even till now over such inhumane treatment in his office. Does it mean suspects in detention should be given adequate caring or care and feeding in Nigeria? It's a morning. And as for the arrested protesters, this government has shown where it stands as regards demands and criticism from ordinary Nigerians. Now, the question I'm posing to Nigerians out there is, what do we do? And that's Owen sharing that one. On the arrest of innocent minors, it's very unfortunate and it's sad. Joseph from Lagos sharing that one. I also have here, still on WhatsApp, top of the morning to you. On the detention and arraignment of below 18 years for treason and so on, it is rather pathetic and shameful that real terrorists who have raised arms against the state killed, maimed, and displaced millions of innocent Nigerians are granted pardon and called repentant, but protesters are victimized, shot at, and dehumanized in a typical democracy. It's so pathetic. On the other hand, over 20 billion of these children are out of school, and whether anyone likes it or not, are potential security risk to the peaceful people of Nigeria, including you and I. The successive governments are responsible for the pervasive economic woes of Nigeria. Things will change when they change. Thanks to you, and kudos to Leke from Alimosho sharing that one on WhatsApp. Let's go back to the phone line. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Sandra.
Good morning.
The truth of the matter is when I saw the face of
Fᴜᴜ, is that you?
I'm not in my standard.
All right.
I'm so unfortunate that at this time and age, we can allow those 13, 14, 15 at maths age of those kids to value in detention for 90 solid days standard because of war. Because they felt they were hungry, even if they were used as a father figure, as a lawyer, whoever is in charge of that, should know that these kids are small. Even they went to law school. That is given lying whether you call it that the way they handle kids when they fall short or what the army was expected of them. When I saw those kids on TV, the grandma that was me was crying like a baby. Mama look on me. Can you imagine a grandma that came to school to just spend some days with me there, saw them on TV, even when she could not speak English, she knew that these schools are going through something. How on earth can we treat kids like that because of war? Trying to imagine yourself in power, trying to coerce, trying to imagine people. It's not better for you to allow people who protest and look at the case that they are looking at and still become the plan for you to allow, to coerce them and allow the kind of a revolution. We are getting there, Sandra. Look at the signs of the question here. We are getting there. And when that will happen, nobody will be able to hold it. No police, no army will be able to hold it. I just pray for this country that one day we will get it right. Money, Sandra.
Thank you very much, Mr. Femi. I appreciate your contribution. 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call. Hello, good morning.
I've been trying this line for quite a while.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh no. What happened, Mr. Bayo? Please try to call back. Would appreciate so we can get what your thoughts are. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you, madam?
Good morning. I'm well, thank you.
My name is Arnold. I'm calling from Tū.
All right.
I just want to wrap up the two issues you have raised today concerning the issue of economy and presidential order, as well as under something. All those two things, I just want to sum them up by saying that this present government, under the leadership of Tinubu, is not ready to address fundamental facts. Instead of that, is busy setting past precedents. Treasonable against children. Judiciary has become a tool in the hand of this government. Police as well. It is judiciary that will decide where police should provide security and where they should not provide security. And look at what is happening in State. The issue of nepotism. All the engine rooms of Nigerian economy, Mr. President has given them to clean bad people. Finance, justice, energy, industry, mine, and recently he took education from Northern and gave it to Yoruba. This is not good. It's setting bad precedents. It's going to tell on us in future. It's better this man is called to order. He's not how to run the economy. He's really setting bad precedents. I'm sorry. This one is take us to nowhere. That just is referendum to grab whatever. I'm sorry. God bless Nigeria.
I think that's just, being sentimental there as regards taking education ministry and giving it to another ethnicity. I think the focus has always been, especially our stand from here, Mainland 98.3 FM, has always been about competence, about people who can actually get the job done. So I don't think we should, toe towards the line of ethnic sentiments as regards that, because I didn't see the need anyways as regards what we are discussing this morning. But thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. And we would always try to put it out there. Let's always work with facts. That is that's the way of life. That's what makes, that is not going to take us anywhere as a people. So let's work with facts. Let's work with what is real, what we know, and what it is, rather than what we think it is. Okay, let's take some messages from Facebook. We have quite a number of messages from Facebook here. 18 minutes past 9, and it is still Mainland 98.3 FM. I have here John Bernard Ohi saying, "Good morning. I'm highly disappointed with the way the police spokesman and their lawyer were defending their actions as regards the way they handled the issue of these minors. Try them for treason instead of public trying them for treason instead of public disturbance is another ridiculous issue." And that's Janet Bernardo. He's sharing that one. I also have here, good morning, Law Uba is saying, concerning the minors, the question I want to ask is the Nigerian constitution valid? Do the authorities use this constitution for the people? That's a very valid question. Thank you very much. I also have here Owen. I think we've taken your message from WhatsApp. Okay, James Okwachi Obona on Facebook is saying, "Sandra, I greet you exceptionally. How are you doing?" I'm doing well. My take on this embarrassing episode of minors being brought to court looking malnourished and frail is distasteful. I feel bad watching that video. There's nothing anybody wants to tell me to justify their incarceration for that long. For God's sake, these are children, not adults. Forget about what the police prosecutor is saying, that most of them are graduates. Those ones brought into the court, how did they appear to anyone as graduates? They don't even have an idea what it means to raise a foreign flag. Well, you don't know that. Neither do they know what treason is or the implication. The proper thing to have done was to find out the sponsors of those children, arrest them, because those children couldn't have had the money to produce those flags. But on the flip side, it's good for the North. Should they always present these same people they claim to be minors to vote during elections, and even when they are not eligible to vote, they allow all of them. So it has come back to haunt them. But I'm not in support of their incarceration or malnutrition. Let's put humanity first before anything. And that is James Obuna from Oshodi on Facebook sharing that one. I also have here Ebere Chukwu Theopris. Good morning. On the issue of balancing the trade ratio of imports to export, the issue with our power sector must be resolved to reduce overhead cost, interest rate reduced to single digit, and development of non-oil exports must be rigorously pursued with good policies and implementation. Thank you very much, Ebere Chukwu. I appreciate your contribution. I also have here Odofi Oladimeji. Those kids, do they know the offense they are being tried for? Oh, I think that's what we want to say anyways. Odofi Oladimeji, thank you. I think you need to complete your message on Facebook. I also have here Onato Etemitokpe Michael. It's unfortunate that we claim to be practicing democracy when in the real sense we are not. In my own view, I feel if the government had not done the needful to make life sure there's free education at primary and secondary level, because there's a saying that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. I can tell you for free that if the government provides all of these, none of these bad acts will happen, and there won't be any reason to detain and arraign minors in court for treasonable felony. The action or step the government has taken is so pathetic and condemnable, because even the constitution does not permit anyone to be detained for more than 48 hours. On the issue of improving the economy and make the naira appreciate, the only and fastest way out is for the government to place a ban on importation of refined petroleum products, just like it did with the importation of foreign rice. The government should fix the national refineries to compete with that of Dangote. With this, I believe it will boost our economy. God bless Nigeria. Temitakwe Onatoye from Ijagemo community sharing that one on Facebook. And we are back to the phone line 0913 60410. Hello, good morning. Hello? Oh no, look at that. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. Hello?
Hello?
I can hear you.
This is Kandelina.
You're welcome.
I live in Mafuluku.
Alright, sir.
You see, we were talking about the problem of exports and how the economy is affecting those exports. Have you? I think the economy is affecting everybody. The economy is affecting virtually not only exports. But even the same government were telling us that last week that the exports have increased. I don't know what that one has to do with me as I'm sitting here. You go to the market, you open your shop from morning till night. You use your capital and eat and come back. Nobody is buying something because the economy is impacting on everybody. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Sandra, do you know that I saw a headline today on Vanguard and they were saying that the First Lady and the National Security Advisor, they are leading prayers. They are spearheading prayers to pray for the Nigerian economy to improve. And I was like, wow, there's nothing as scandalous as this.
Prayer.
You want to pray for the economy to improve, and you people are there spoiling the economy, overtaxing Nigerians, increasing everything in size, increasing the price of everything, and you want to come back. It's all like you are mocking at God now. You are doing something bad, and you are telling God to pray. You are praying to God to change it. How? You can pray. You are just telling God that He doesn't know what He's doing or what.
Right.
So what is in your hands there? And you people are there just deceiving God. Let God not be angry with them. Because what you can do is not something small. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I wasn't the one that called for prayers, and I say prayer is not too much, but I think I understand the angle where he's coming from. Thank you very much. Let's reiterate the focal points we're looking at this morning. There's a major headline here on the front page of Vanguard that reads, "Why exporters are struggling." Now we're asking, what can we do to have a balance of trade, where we are exporting more than we are importing, so that we can strengthen our naira, and we can encourage local production, and we can go from being a consuming country to becoming a producing country. All right, what will be advised to the government now that we know what exporters are going through? So many things, so many factors have been highlighted by Vanguard newspaper as regards what exporters and the factors that is causing these struggles. The second one is as regards the detained miners. Social media went crazy on Friday when the pictures and videos were released as regards the arraignment of certain miners as regards #EndBadGovernance governance protest that was held between August 1st and August 10th this year. So these people were arrested then, and they had been in custody from then till October. That's about 3 months. And the question around the justice system of the country, from arrest to detainment to arraignment, what are the questions out of our justice system that you have when you look at this particular report, and what are the major issues that this case has highlighted for you? And what do you think about the reaction of the government so far, as regards these minors? All right, we have, don't forget, it's very important for us to note, we have a juvenile / child right act, okay, that even if we have minors who have committed crimes, there are ways by which these things are handled, but then here we have minors being tried for treason, which is which comes with capital punishment, and that's very scary to think about. All right, so man's inhumanity to man. 0913 60410. That is the number to call. Hello, good morning.
Hello,
good morning.
Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome.
God bless you. The management that plays Nigeria, my country. My name is M쏘ɪᴜᴜ calling you from abroad. You see, number one, when we are saying to export, we we do have prison, that's number one. Number two, if for us to go back to the land, family, mechanized farming is the key. I think there's a lot we can export to other countries. Take cassava for example. Take other cocoa for example. Take a lot of things can be exported by Nigeria. Now, that's why we are eating this country today. Some come from Thailand, some other country. Are they not making money? So for us to make dollar, to make our naira value, we can refine this naira, and if I can't do this is what can give us the money. It is go back to the bank. There is family, there is a lot of things. Federal government has to come in, the state government, the local, it's a lot of storage. When you are encouraging farmers by giving them free loan money, you give them fertilizer, they grow what they can do, fight up and so on for the rainy day. The one you can export for, that's what you have done by our time. That's what we have done in that period when we have found president. The southern western governor, southwestern, but they have to do something. I'm repeating all the time. Because as I'm talking to you, I myself have been killing summer. But I'm talking about the road our voice. I only sharp them to who concise. Number one, the only has to deal. But imagine together the adult and the man. After this, our government of the day, Attorney General from Japan, they should withdraw those miles, they don't go free. And the parents, they have a lot to do for our children. But they do all this, you have to control your words.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you very much, Prince Wise. I appreciate your passion for mechanized farming. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
Yeah, you have a partner. They are calling from Sᴏᴏ in Ogun State.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, the issue of export to export EU, and I recommend it such that see below corruption is more in the south, multiple levy. So I like that if you want to export anything, try to make sure you do the you export in the internal. Don't go so many things are built many airports and you can't go airport because them. If you are building anything to anything more than 3-4 parts to the problem, the commodity cannot be competitive in the global market. But if you are just producing it in a state and definitely the next state is going to lie, you are about a lot of charges, corruption in the system, and it cannot be removed. So if you want to be competitive to export, do first things to our interland and the cargo effort. The idea of this period, I'm very proud to see that we detain so many children for 3 months. As the judiciary, they are not helping this matter. Time is time. Because that they committed in the north, if the church time was committed in the south, those children committing church time in the south will also be held responsible. So I do not want to discriminate. Time is time. But what we need to do is that since the parents are even saying their cases, the parents will be reducing their burden. So the people, anybody are not having the things to be taken to a full-time home. Government has enough budget, their state government, which is going to full-time home for. Actually, out of 2 million, 20 million, they said, over there. So make sure they have full private training to their team. So church state, because there's something specifically in the future, they have money from their Ministry of Youth Development. If they plan this project, they should do that. They cannot release them. If they release them, they will become armed again, kidnapper and terrorists again. You cannot allow that to happen.
Thank you.
Release them. The government should now take up their upbringing to the time they will be here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate. Please let's take the 2 minutes that we've allotted to each caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra. Good morning.
Yes.
I beg, I want to speak about those children.
Your name, sir?
My name is Emeka. I call because of those children. See, Madam Sandra, I beg. I see this video for my listen. I shed tears. These people, they have conscience at all. Eh? I'm not sure they get conscience. I see those children. I shed tears. for this country. Small children like this. Whatever they do, that's like when those children do. They don't know the meaning. Yeah? They don't know the meaning. They don't know what they are doing. When they release those children, I beg, when they release them. Now, aside from the government, this is the one government sister was born. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, ma.
All right.
I want to talk about export.
Your name, sir?
My name is Abokar. I'm calling from Atata.
All right. Export.
I think we should be more concerned on what are they doing, what we are exporting outside the country. What are they using it for? We should be thinking of adding value services to whatever we are doing. Yes, not thinking about exporting, because in the long run, we are still doing some change. So the country, we should be thinking of adding value services. If it is cocoa, let there be a chocolate factory. So we should be thinking of that's the way we can strengthen our naira. It's not just by exporting. It's by adding value to those exports. Because in the long run, we are not going to industrialize if we could keep exporting whatever we have here. So I think we should be focusing on adding value services. Our governors should go outside the country, go talk with this whatever product they have in as their competitive advantage. Meet those companies. It can do a PPP. Just establish something that it can employ people. And we should not just keep all our reserve in dollars. What happened to the UN? That we try to keep our reserve with UN. What happened to it? So we should be thinking of the country that we are actually having a business with. We should be keeping our currency we should be exchanging a direct business with them without actually have to use dollars as a means of exchange or means of trading within ourselves. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you. I appreciate Mr. Abubakar. Let's take some messages at this point. This is to Mainland 98.3 FM. Time check is 9:34 a.m. and this is Mainland Focus. Having quite an interesting conversation here. I have here. Good morning, Sandra. This is on WhatsApp now. Yes, I have. Don't I have this? Yes, I have it. Good morning, Sandra. During elections, when I was concerned that children were registered by INEC with PVC, they overlooked it. We saw children PVC passport looking like 10-year-olds having birth year of 1990, 1986, and so on. They comfortably used them for elections, but charging them with treasonable offense for protesting, no human face. See how they were looking unkept. How will you charge children for trying to overthrow a sitting president? Children that are not bearing arms, but we have repentant bandits giving cartons of noodles and sewing matching outfits for them. Emmanuel from Ikeja sharing that one on WhatsApp. I also have here, good morning. It's funny how people still defend the government for arresting minors. The question is, if that was your child in detention for 3 months, how would you feel? The government had provided if the government had provided free education with free study materials and jobs for their parents, or even making the economy good enough for their parents to earn well to take care of their kids, would they be outside? Every fault is to the government, and the government should be ashamed. It's okay to charge the children 10 million naira and charge that Abga House of Rep member 500k for assault. The government is pushing these kids to the other camp of joining these people indirectly, and that's Prince from Fagba sharing that one on WhatsApp. I also have here Odia Anthony. Crime in this country suggests that we have to be careful how to implement these laws. Odia Anthony sharing that one on WhatsApp. I also have here Ahmed Shehu Ahmed is my name from Agege. It's extremely unfortunate for a civilian government to apprehend, detain, and even subsequently arraign some minors together with adults without due segregation. Never ever has such transpired, even during the military regimes where dictatorships were the order of the day. Ahmed Shehu Ahmed sharing that one from Agege on WhatsApp. Our Nigerian masses are at the receiving end. The reverse is the case today. Almost all the promises of the president have become chatter dream. Nigeria is becoming a test against hunger and hardship. The president should act wisely. Benjamin from Shogunle sharing that one on WhatsApp. I also have here, okay, I think I've gotten this far, the phone call already. Let's go back to the phone line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
All right.
Yeah, you're talking about justice system, how do we the justice system. But first and foremost, to reform the justice system, we have to look at the legislative arm and also the executive arm. Because the legislative arms are those who make the laws. The courts only just interpret the law based on what is written. So in this case of these kids, for me, I continue to ask the question, how normal is it for a 12-year-old on the day of school to be out protesting? How normal is it for a kid of 12-year-old to carry a foreign banner, jumping on armored tanks, waving flags? How bad is it for a 12-year-old to pick up stones and clubs and begin to pelt at people and at areas? How bad is it for a kid to loot and commit arson? These are the bigger problems we need to look at as a country and ask ourselves, have we done right? Because all these governors and people that are complaining today, how well have they been able to try to fight this menace? They have the highest number out of school children. They have the highest number of the 5 minority children. They have the highest number of kids that are likely to join crime. All these things tie themselves to a big point. And it feels that out of school children who do not get educated will commit crime. So those people running governments over there, I'm sure they will never allow their own kids at 12 years to be out there doing these things. So this is a failure of the system that has led to this. How do we correct that system? These people who have engaged in all of these things failed to quickly pass the Child Care Rights Act, Zamfara, and Kanu are the last to accept and assent to this bill. And the reasons are very known to all of us. So when we talk about these things, we should always ask ourselves, how do we ensure that truancy in school is reduced? How do we ensure that kids go to school? What happened in the court is an eyesore. It just tells Nigeria to the world the kind of people we are. What do we do about our juvenile court? The judge has only done what is according to the books in his hand. He can't do more than that. How do we do laws that tell us that 7-year-olds are adults? Are we not inhuman to ourselves? Are we man to humanity to man? So those things speak louder to me than to the justice system. Because it is what you give the justice system to do that the justice system presents to all of us. God help us. We'll get better as time goes by. Thank you very much, Sandra, and God bless Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution as well, Mr. Kuli. All right, 091360410. That is the number to call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, Madam Sandra.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Ḥᴏᴏ Fᴏᴜ.
You're welcome.
Yes, Madam Sandra. I wonder how they think and the way. Well, I don't know whether the government officials listen to this program and they listen to what Nigeria are saying on the radio every day. You see, this issue that we are talking about, the children that were paraded in the court, I hope the whole world, the international community are watching us and they are seeing what we are doing. And these are the people that the same government official will go back to them tomorrow, seeking them to come and invest, telling us that they are looking for investors, they are doing this, they are doing. I think the law in Nigeria, the lawyers, I don't know how they think. You understand? So it's a pity that we find ourselves in this kind of situation. And another thing is about this. I have worry over this tax reform bill that the president has presented to the House. I think that bill should be withdrawn and it should never be brought back to that House again, because the president really wants to restructure this country. He should reform the oil sector, not the tax. I don't know why he's so interested in tax. That is why And we've forgotten that this issue of tax that he's talking about is the one killing Nigeria economy. You understand? So that bill, for me, is a no-go area for me. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate your contribution. Thank you very much. That's the last call we can take for this morning on the show. Well, we have a few messages here on WhatsApp that we can also have in as to wrap things up for the morning. I have here, while always have them destroying properties during protests. Other child rights issues such as girl marriages should also be resolved. Dangote should tell us how much he sells. He has done that. You've not been following the story, Mr. Wali. He has done that. 990 per liter. I think that's for there was a difference. We'll get that. I'm sure Okwemi will take that by 4 p.m. in the Situation Room. But he has already done it. There's a press release, as a matter of fact. I think 990. That's what he pushed out. But thank you, Mr. Wale from GRA. I also have a Kayode from Ikotu. Okay. As regards the minors allegedly picked from several states and kept in for over 3 months. This is absolutely absurd and absolute mischief to the human rights of the alleged minors. Every phase and places where those minors were kept must be charged as well for crime against humanity. And that's Kayode from Ikotun sharing that one. We also have here Adeyemi Kamoro from Banana Island. Under the common law, the age of criminal in Nigeria is 10 years. As long as they are not underage children, there's absolutely nothing wrong with prosecuting teenagers. Teenagers have been sentenced to life imprisonment in Europe, Canada, and America. Any presidential candidate who didn't condemn the looting and destruction of public property lacks moral authority to condemn the prosecution of these teenagers. But I also beg to ask Mr. Adeyemi Kamoro, these teenagers that were sentenced in Europe, Canada, and America, as you have highlighted, were they detained, or were they were they detained in juvenile centers or in the adult prison? That's a question I'll just put out to you, which I think you are missing the point of the conversation for this morning. And that's a wrap for today on Mainland Focus. Thank you to everyone who was a part of the show. Apologies if we were not able to take your call or if we're not able to read your message, but of course the conversation continues by 4 p.m. with Okwemi Akinode in the Situation Room. But before then, we have amazing programs lined up for your listening pleasure. By 10 a.m. I'll be back for Global View. We'll be looking at the top international stories. And of course, by 10:15, Sage Papalola comes on with Mother and Child. And we dig deep into the financial world with Mainland Business Cafe with Roja Opia by 11:15. And so the conversation always continues right here on Mainland 98.3 FM. And all you have to do is stay tuned.